Thank you very much, Jose, for inviting us here. So we started off as a project, a 50-50% project, pilot project. Then we became a Connecting Europe facility building block, and then we became a procurement. So we interact now directly with the European Commission, DG Connect in Luxembourg. So that's very exciting for us, and a great continuation. So, oh yes, it still says 10 years, it's not, I need to update it, it's 11 years. So what do we provide? We provide non-hosted archival services. So everything that you might need. Obviously, we don't have a hosted repository for the whole of Europe. It would be massive to preserve everything. So we have not got hosted archival services, but we have everything else. We have best practices, everything to help you practically get material into an archive, preserve it, and get it out again. And they are harmonized across Europe. We now work with every country. I believe every country in Europe has had input into what we do. So we have consensus. We have a large consortium, and we move together with consensus. I've been coordinating this for 11 years, and the archives are the best people to work with. I love them. They work really well. That's true. They just work really well together. They're very practical, and they all work together. So very good. We cope with all sorts of data. As you can imagine, this is national archives working together and small archives, and it's any kind of data. We don't specify that it's only this or only that. Oops, wrong way. So our mission is to provide benefits for public agencies. Obviously, that's many of you, citizens, private and public businesses, and we provide or help you to provide easy and efficient access to your archived records. So it's public facing, it's open source. So everything we do is open source. Robust, replicable, scalable. We have built on projects like Planets, if any of you know that, Planets and Scape. So we're building on previous work, and we're looking at a wide range of organizations against each legal background of each different country. Let's see if I can get the right way. There we go. At the heart of what we do is specifications. So we are using standards and specifications that everybody can use and build their tools upon. So specifications, tools, so again, they're open source, interoperable tools. We've partnered with many different initiatives like the ISA Squared in the European Commission. So if there's something going that's interoperable, we make sure that we're working with them. And reusable across borders. So we've had pilots and different implementations that actually work. So we are very practically oriented. So core benefits, if you work together, that's less cost, less time, and everybody benefits. And that's been very true. When we did the first E-ARK project, the National Archives of Estonia said that they had saved 10 years of time just by working together. So these are very tangible benefits. So our procurement that we're doing at the moment. So we have a contract, a procurement contract. The actual consortium only has 5 members. So the Austrian Institute of Technology is the leading partner. Highbury, that's my organisation in Ireland. We have Keep Solutions and Gabinetta in Spain, and they are members because of their particular legal backgrounds. And then we have one massive membership organisation, so that's DLM Forum. And then I think Jose explained this to you, many organisations are interacting or part of the consortium through DLM Forum. So we have all these National Archives of Estonia, Finland, Norway, Slovenia, Swiss Federal Archives, they developed CEARD, the Open Preservation Foundation, very important member, Digital Lifecycle Management, GeoArk, Polyphon, ZAMP, in SKD, CERDA in France, Sudacavera in Sweden, Penwern, and digital lifecycle management. And then we have subcontractors working through AIT, one in Italy there, Prisma. So we have a very broad consortium. So we have 5 main activities, as you might imagine, project management, and then we have our core specifications and validation, publication. In the middle, we have capacity building, training, curriculum, and our own support desk. And underneath, we're building synergies with the old building blocks. Some of those still continue, some of them went, and the data spaces. So it's a very broad mandate that we have. So what services do we have? You've seen a picture of the website, and I have to warn you that that website does occasionally change without notice, which is rather fun to try and work with. It changed rather recently, so things might disappear, and I'm sure they'll come back. But this is what we have on the website. We have technical services, validation and conformance services, a knowledge centre, Jose's just mentioned that, training, support desk, and get involved. So our technical services, so here are the specifications. So we have the E-ARK SIP, and I'd like to draw your attention to this because I think this will be commented on later, that this could be really useful for you. So this is a standardized submission information package. This is all based on the OAIS system, which is our base ISO reference system. Everybody follows it, but it's a conceptual model, and nobody, I don't think anyone before us had actually come up with a standardized practical implementation. And what we have here is we have at the top here a common specification for information packages. This is the minimum that anybody needs to develop an information package. Information package is what you have to get to transfer your data. That's what OAIS specifies. And then AIP, archival information package to keep it in the archive, and the DIP, dissemination information package. And then we have layers here on preservation, preservation metadata, and a common specification for archival information. And then down here, we've got content type specifications. So we cover databases, ERMS systems, geodata, and we're working on 3D. We're doing a lot of work on 3D data. So if you're involved at all in digital twinning, which is terribly popular, it's wonderful. There's lots and lots of work going on, and actually working with them to persuade them to preserve it is an uphill battle, but we're managing. We're actually getting somewhere with that. That's our job, and it's one that we've been working very hard on. So we have these specifications. They've been going for 11 years, and they're mature. They're now usable, they're in production in different places. So we have examples, we have case studies, we have schematron. So this is fully supported. And obviously our colleagues at Keep Solutions use this as well. So this is good. It's openly available on GitHub, so you can go and make comments and join in the discussions. I mentioned 3D. 3D is very important. We have several colleagues who are experts in this area. 2012, we did a project called POTOS, Preservation of Complex Objects Symposium with the British Library, and this is something from that. And we've actually picked up working again with some colleagues in Cyprus now that we were previously in London. So there's a lot of software. Keep Solutions have end-to-end software, but there's lots of components as well, and it will mix and match. So you can use everything, a little bit, whatever. We have colleagues in the Italian Central State Archives that have just used our general model. We started off in the first eArch project with a general model. They just use the model and then they develop their own system. That's fine. You can, it's a small smorgasbord. You can use what you'd like. Now, if you use our specifications, and they are very usable, I will really emphasize this, they are usable, they're user-friendly, they are possible. You have to develop metadata. You can't do all these things without getting metadata, or it's meaningless. But having got your metadata, you can then use the system. Validation, we have validation services, so you can validate, is your information package a valid one or not? These, again, these are usable tools, and we have two flavors, Python and JSON. Java, JSON, Java. Yes, copy. Conformance. If you're using the eArchiving specifications, please come forward and go through a very simple process to get a conformance seal, and then you can go up on our nice little list, the European Commission's list, saying that you are conformant, and then you will get kudos, and your company, if you're a solution provider, your company will then be able to operate tenders, etc., across Europe. So this is a good thing. So venez nombreux, as one would say. Our knowledge centre services have already been mentioned by Jose, so I'll skip over this. It's there. Something that we're very proud of, and this is really, really useful. We started off with a general model developed by our colleagues, Istvan Alfurdi in Polyphon, and it's now developed into a whole reference architecture using TOGAF, Shaman, and the ISA squared from the European Commission. Very useful reference architecture. So it's got all the different layers, strategy layer, motivation layers, business, application, technology, and everything is spelt out bit by bit. So if you have to explain something to somebody, you can go here and say, right, here are the steps. Here are how they relate to each other. It's an excellent piece of work. And again, it's all done by consensus with a large group. And the European Archives Group has something called eArchiving, Archiving by Design, and we are incorporating Archiving by Design into the reference architecture. Also, we've been working on digital signatures and views of those as well. So onboarding services, what do we do? Well, we have a get involved, and we can help you at every stage of developing digital archiving. As I say, we don't provide a hosting service like a repository would, but everything else we can help you with selecting a solution, designing your structure, etc. So we have a support desk, so there's our email address, and we have specific guidance for data producers, archives, and solution providers. And if that isn't available anymore, just contact Jose or Miguel, and I have the original long documents. Somehow it's not popular to have long documents on the website. So support services, we have a support desk. So, and training services. This is something that we've worked on a lot during the procurement. So we have regular webinars, and we've developed a whole curriculum. So, and again, NSBID did a lot of work, well, they did the majority of work, seeing what there was out there, dry out the back, did this, what was out there in terms of university courses. We looked particularly at master's courses. What is there for digital archiving? The answer is not very much at all. And there's we did a newsroom article about this just last month. So not very much out there. So we've consulted extensively, and we've developed a curriculum for digital archiving. So that's something, again, that's available for everybody to use, and we'd love to know how people get on. So we've got lots and lots of training services. So we have webinars, we have material on YouTube. We had a nice AI session recently over last summer. Adam Farquhar did that for us. And last but not least, our collaboration service. This is working with the European Commission data spaces. And these ones that are highlighted are the ones that we work with particularly, and I have to get my glasses on for this. So this is skills, Green Deal, tourism, cultural heritage, and media. So those are the ones that we particularly work with. We're on LinkedIn. Please join us. So that's it's called E-ARK Consortium. So please join our LinkedIn group and get all our latest news. And we are on Blue Sky. So there's all our contact details, and we are here for you. Thank you.